If you've ever felt lost in the middle of your own life, I invite you to subscribe and walk with us through this, because today we are going to talk about the silence that nobody wants to admit they hear. Have you ever woken up and realized that the person staring back at you in the mirror feels like a complete stranger, standing in a room that suddenly feels like it's filling with smoke? Not the kind of smoke that burns, but the kind of thick gray fog that makes you lose your sense of direction entirely. You know the path is there, you walked it yesterday, you planned for it last year, but suddenly you can't even see your own hand in front of your face. It's that terrifying, hollow feeling of being stuck in the in-between. You're not where you were, but you're nowhere near where you're going, and the uncertainty is so heavy it feels like a physical weight on your chest. We spend so much of our lives trying to be the architects of our own destiny, drawing blueprints and building walls. But what happens when the weather changes and the visibility drops to zero? The struggle is real when you realize that your hard work didn't insulate you from the unknown. You did everything right. You stayed late, you saved the money, you were kind to people who didn't deserve it, and yet, here you are, standing in a landscape that looks nothing like the brochures promised. It's the pain of the unanswered why. Why did the door close? Why did the person leave? Why did the plan fall apart just as I was getting close to the finish line? That fog is made of those questions, and the more you try to shout into it, the more the sound just bounces back at you, muffled and distorted. You start to doubt your own instincts. You wonder if you've been walking in circles for miles, wasting energy on a destination that doesn't even exist anymore. It's an exhausting kind of grief, a mourning for the clarity you thought you were entitled to. Think about the way it feels when you're driving late at night and the mist rolls in over the highway. Your high beams only make it worse, reflecting the light back into your eyes, blinding you with your own desire to see further. That's exactly what happens when we try to force answers in a season of waiting. We turn up the intensity, we overanalyze, we stress test every memory, and all we do is blind ourselves further. There's a specific kind of lonely that lives in that space. It's the loneliness of being surrounded by people who think you have it all figured out, while you're secretly reaching out into the gray, hoping to feel something solid. You're at a dinner party, or you're in a meeting, and you're nodding and smiling, but internally you are screaming because you don't know what your life is going to look like in 6 months. You don't know if you're making the right choice or the most devastating mistake of your career. I remember a time when I sat on the edge of my bed, the room perfectly dark, and I realized I had no more moves left on the chessboard. Every strategy had been played, every resource had been spent. It wasn't a dramatic explosion. It was a quiet, suffocating realization that I was utterly powerless over the outcome. Maybe you're there right now with your finances, looking at a spreadsheet that refuses to balance. Or maybe you're looking at a relationship that has become a series of "I'm sorries" that don't mean anything anymore. You feel like you're failing because you can't see the way out. But what if the fog isn't a wall? What if it's a cocoon? What if the very thing that is terrifying you is actually protecting you from seeing how far the drop-off is until you're strong enough to handle the height? There is a moment in every great storm where the wind drops and the world goes silent. And that is where the breakdown usually happens. It's when the adrenaline of the fight leaves you and you're just left with the exhaustion. You drop to your knees because your legs can't carry the weight of the pretense anymore. You stop trying to be the guide. You stop trying to be the hero of the story. And it's in that exact moment, that precise second, where you let go of the steering wheel because your hands are shaking too hard to hold it, that you feel it. A gentle, firm pressure. A hand that didn't just appear, but was always there, waiting for you to stop thrashing so you could feel its touch. It's a guiding hand that doesn't offer a map, but offers a grip. It doesn't promise to clear the fog immediately, but it promises that you won't take a single step into the void alone. If you can feel that presence even now, through the screen, through the speakers, just type Amen in the comments to acknowledge that you aren't walking this path by yourself. It's a simple realization that changes everything. The guide knows the way, even when the traveler is blind. Faith isn't about the fog lifting. Faith is about the hand holding. It's the shift from relying on your eyes to relying on the connection. When you can't see the ground, you have to trust the one who built the mountain. You start to take these tiny, trembling steps. They aren't the bold, confident strides of your youth. They are the slow, deliberate movements of someone who knows they are being led. You find that you're not looking for the horizon anymore. You're just looking for the next place to put your foot. This transformation is slow. It's not a Hollywood montage where the sun suddenly breaks through and everything is perfect. It's more like a gradual brightening of the gray. You start to notice things you missed when you were moving too fast. You notice the texture of the path. You hear the sounds of the birds that live in the mist, creatures that don't need to see the sun to know it's there. You realize that your character is being forged in the damp and the cold in a way it never could have been in the warmth of the spotlight. You're learning the language of the Spirit. You're learning that uncertainty is just another word for possibility when you're in the right hands. The fear starts to lose its edge. It doesn't go away, but it becomes a background noise rather than the lead singer in your life's soundtrack. Think about the person you were before you entered this fog. They were probably confident, sure, maybe even a little bit arrogant about their ability to control their environment. But that person didn't have depth. That person didn't know how to comfort someone else in the dark because they had never really been there. The person you are becoming, the one walking through the mist right now, is someone who can hold space for the broken. You're gaining a new kind of sight. It's not physical vision, it's soul vision. You're beginning to see the patterns in the chaos. You're starting to understand that every no was a not yet, and every stop was a look up. You're being taught that your value isn't tied to your productivity or your ability to predict the future. Your value is in your willingness to keep walking when the path is invisible. The lessons you learn in the fog are the ones that stay with you for the rest of your life. When the sky finally clears, and it will clear, you won't be the same person who entered it. You'll be stronger, certainly, but you'll also be softer. You'll have a different relationship with time. You'll understand that the guiding hand wasn't a crutch for the weak, but a privilege for the brave. You'll look back at this season not with bitterness, but with a strange kind of gratitude. You'll realize that if you had been able to see the way, you would have taken the shortcut. You would have avoided the hills. You would have missed the very obstacles that gave you the muscles you need for the summit. The fog wasn't an accident. It was a curated environment for your growth. Imagine a gardener who moves a plant into the shade because the sun is too intense for its roots to take hold. From the plant's perspective, it's a tragedy. It lost the light. It's cold. It feels forgotten. But the gardener knows that without that time in the shadow, the plant will wither before it can bloom. You are being rooted. You are being stabilized. The uncertainty is the soil. And that hand? It's the gardener making sure that even in the darkness, you are being fed exactly what you need. You don't need to see the whole garden to be a part of it. You just need to stay connected to the one who is tending to your soul. And so the walk continues. We don't rush. We don't panic. We just listen for the rhythm of the steps beside us. Sometimes the fog gets thicker, and you have to stop and breathe and just wait for the next signal. That's okay. Waiting is part of the walk. Silence is part of the conversation. There's a depth of intimacy that only happens when you're forced to lean in close to hear a whisper. If the world was loud and bright, you'd never hear the subtle instructions that are meant only for you. You're hearing things now that others can't hear. You're feeling things that others are too distracted to notice. There is a sacredness in this uncertainty. It's a temple built of clouds, and you are the one invited inside to learn the secrets of the quiet. Do you remember the first time you had to trust someone completely? Maybe it was a parent catching you, or a friend leading you with your eyes closed. There was a rush of fear, followed by a rush of relief when you realized they weren't going to let you fall. That is what this life is. It's one long exercise in learning to be caught. We spend so much energy trying to catch ourselves, but we weren't built to be our own safety net. We were built to be held. The hand guiding your step isn't just leading you forward, it's holding you up. It's the architecture of your existence. Every time you think you've hit the bottom, you find that the hand is deeper still. We move further now, into a part of the fog where the colors start to shift. It's not just gray anymore. There are hints of violet, traces of deep blue, the colors of a pre-dawn sky. It's the sign that the atmosphere is changing, even if the sun hasn't crested the horizon yet. You can feel the air getting thinner, fresher. You're climbing. You didn't realize it because you couldn't see the incline, but your heart is beating faster, and your perspective is rising. The things that seemed so big and terrifying on the valley floor, the bills, the rumors, the mistakes of the past, they are starting to look smaller. They are being swallowed by the scale of the journey. You're realizing that your problems aren't the main character of your life. The walk is the main character. The relationship between you and the guide is the only thing that actually survives the trip. There's a specific kind of peace that comes when you stop fighting the weather. You just accept that it's foggy. You accept that you don't know. There is so much freedom in saying, I don't have the answer, but I know the one who does. It takes the pressure off your shoulders. You don't have to be the expert on your own future. You just have to be the student of the present. You look at the mist and you smile, because you know it can't hide the one who is leading you. You start to find beauty in the blur, the way the light catches the moisture in the air, creating a halo around everything you touch. It's a holy glow. It's the evidence that even in the lack of clarity, there is a presence that is radiant. We aren't looking for an exit anymore. We are looking for the experience. We are asking different questions now. Not when will this end, but what am I supposed to learn while I'm here? Not why is it dark, but how can I be a light in this space? The shift in focus is the breakthrough. When you stop obsessing over the destination, the journey becomes your home. You realize you can be happy in the fog. You can be at peace in the unknown. You can have a full, vibrant, meaningful life, even when the 5-year plan has been shredded and scattered to the winds. The hand isn't just taking you to a place, it's taking you to a state of being. Every step you take is a testimony. There are people watching you, people who are also lost in their own versions of this mist. They see you moving. They see that you aren't flailing. They see that you have a certain stability that doesn't make sense given the circumstances. They are looking at the way you carry yourself, and they are starting to wonder if maybe, just maybe, there is a hand for them too. Your walk is becoming a beacon. You are showing the world that uncertainty doesn't have to mean paralysis. You are proving that it is possible to be guided by something more reliable than sight. You are a living bridge between the visible and the invisible. As the path narrows, the grip on your hand tightens. It's a reminder that as the challenges get more specific, the support gets more intense. You are never given a burden that you have to carry without that counter pressure. For every pound of stress the world puts on your shoulders, there is a pound of grace being funneled through that connection. You're learning to lean into it, not just to hold the hand, but to put your weight on it, to let the guide dictate the pace. If the guide stops, you stop. If the guide moves, you move. It's a dance in the dark, a choreography of trust that is being written in real time. There are no rehearsals for this. This is the performance. This is the life you are called to live, a life of radical dependence. Think about the stories we tell about the greats, the pioneers, the saints, the leaders who changed the world. We usually talk about their victories, but if you read their journals, they all spent years in the fog. They all had seasons where they felt like they were shouting into a void. They all had nights where they wanted to turn back, but they stayed. They kept their hands extended. They kept their feet moving. The only difference between a wanderer and a trailblazer is the willingness to stay on the path when the path is invisible. You are in good company. You are part of a long lineage of people who found their purpose in the places where they lost their way. The mist begins to swirl now, caught in a draft you can't see. It's creating shapes, fleeting images of what's to come, but they vanish before you can grasp them. It's a reminder that your imagination is too small for what is being prepared for you. If you could see it all now, you'd be overwhelmed. You'd try to jump to the end and miss the middle. But the middle is where the magic happens. The middle is where you learn how to breathe. The middle is where you find out who your real friends are. The middle is where you discover that you are much stronger than you ever gave yourself credit for. You are a warrior in training, and the fog is your battlefield. It's a bloodless war, fought with patience and persistence. Sometimes you'll feel a cold breeze, a reminder of the vastness of the world around you. It's easy to feel insignificant in the face of such a massive unknown. But then you feel that thumb press against your palm, a small, personal, intimate signal. You are known, you are named, you are not a statistic in the fog, you are a child being led home. The scale of the universe doesn't diminish the intensity of the love that is guiding you. The one who counts the stars is the same one who is navigating you around that rock in the middle of the path. You are the focus of a divine attention that never blinks, never tires, and never loses interest. Let's talk about the doubt for a second, because it will come back. It will whisper that you're imagining the hand. It will tell you that you're just talking to yourself. It will say that the fog is all there is and all there ever will be. When those thoughts come, and they will, don't fight them with logic. Logic has no power in the mist. Fight them with memory. Remember the times you were provided for when you didn't see a way. Remember the coincidences that saved you. Remember the peace that made no sense. Your history is a warehouse of evidence. Use it. Every time the doubt speaks, pull out a memory of a time you were guided before. Build a fire out of your past victories to keep you warm in the present chill. The road is winding now, doubling back on itself. It feels like you're losing ground, like you're going backward. But on a mountain you have to use switchbacks to reach the top. A straight line is too steep. The guide knows the grade of the terrain. If you're going in a direction that feels wrong, trust the one who can see the topography from above. You're not losing time, you're gaining altitude. You're being positioned for a view that requires a specific angle. Every detour is a divine appointment. Every delay is a protection from the danger you can't see. You are being navigated with a precision that would baffle the world's greatest computers. And as we continue, the fog starts to feel less like a prison and more like a sanctuary. It's a place of privacy. In the bright light of the world, everyone is watching, everyone is judging, everyone is demanding something from you. But in the fog, it's just you and the guide. There's no audience, there's no stage. You don't have to perform. You can be messy, you can cry, you can ask the stupid questions. It's a space of total honesty. You're being stripped of your masks. The person you were trying to be for everyone else, it's falling away. And the person you actually are is starting to breathe. It's a beautiful, painful, necessary shedding. There is a rhythm to the walk now. A steady, comforting pulse. Left foot, right foot, breathe. The anxiety that used to sit in your throat has moved down to your belly, and now it's starting to dissipate entirely. You realize that you've survived 100% of the days you thought you wouldn't. You've navigated every fog life has thrown at you so far. Why would this one be any different? The track record of the guide is perfect. Not once has that hand let go. Not once has it led you over a cliff. It has led you through fire and through water, and it has always brought you out to a place of abundance. Even if the abundance looks different than you imagined, it is always exactly what you needed. The path is opening up a bit more. You can see the outlines of trees now, mighty oaks that have stood in this mist for 100 years. They are scarred, they are twisted, but they are magnificent. They didn't grow that way by having perfect weather every day. They grew that way by reaching for a light they couldn't always see. They are your brothers and sisters in this journey. They are proof that you can be beautiful and broken at the same time. They are evidence that the mist is actually a source of nourishment. The moisture in the air is what keeps them alive during the droughts. Your uncertainty is actually your sustenance. It's keeping you humble, it's keeping you hungry, and it's keeping you close to the source. Don't be in such a hurry for the sun to come out. There are things that only grow in the shade. There are insights that only come when you're forced to look inward. There is a depth of character that is only forged in the quiet gray hours of the soul. When you eventually walk out into the light, you will carry the stillness of the fog with you. You will be a person of substance. You will have a weightiness to your spirit that commands respect without saying a word. People will look at you and they will see someone who has been somewhere, someone who knows the map of the hidden places. You will be a guide for others because you allowed yourself to be guided. Every person you encounter is fighting a battle you know nothing about. But when you've walked through the fog, you start to recognize the signs. You see the look in their eyes, the darting search for a landmark. You see the tension in their shoulders. And because you felt the hand, you know how to offer yours. Not as a master, but as a fellow traveler. You can say, I don't know the way either, but I know we aren't alone. That is the greatest gift you can give another human being, the assurance of company in the unknown. Your struggle is being converted into a ministry of presence. Your pain is being recycled into a power that can heal. The walk goes on, and the stories continue to unfold. Every corner we turn reveals a new layer of our own hearts. We're discovering hidden chambers of courage we didn't know we possessed. We're finding wells of patience we thought had run dry. The fog isn't just showing us the world, it's showing us ourselves. It's a mirror made of vapor. And the reflection is starting to look more and more like the one who is leading us. We are being transformed into the image of the guide. We're starting to move with the same grace, the same steady confidence, the same unwavering love. The journey isn't just about reaching a place, it's about becoming a person. Think about the way a child holds a parent's hand in a crowded place. They don't know where the car is. They don't know how to get home. They don't even know what city they're in. But they are perfectly at peace. Why? Because they know who is holding them. Their security isn't based on their knowledge. It's based on their relationship. That is the invitation for you today. To become like that child. To trade your need to know for a need to be near. To let the complexity of the world be handled by the one who created complexity. You just worry about the hand. You just worry about staying close. The rest is being taken care of by a wisdom that exceeds your wildest dreams. The air is getting warmer now. The moisture is starting to glisten like diamonds on your sleeves. It's a sign that the light is getting closer, even if it's still diffused. You can feel the energy of the morning starting to stir. The birds are louder now. The world is waking up. But you find that you aren't rushing toward the light anymore. You've grown fond of the walk. You've found a peace in the process that is more valuable than any destination. You're realizing that the fog of uncertainty was never a curse. It was an invitation to an intimacy that you could never have found in the clear air. It was a gift wrapped in gray paper. And so we keep moving, one deliberate step at a time. The hand is there. The guide is sure. The path is unfolding exactly as it was meant to. We don't need to see the end to know that the end is good. We don't need to see the sun to know that we are being warmed. We are the walkers of the mist, the travelers of the unknown, and we are the most blessed people on earth because we have been chosen to walk this way. There is no fear here, only a deep, abiding curiosity for what the next step will reveal. There is no hurry, only a steady progression toward a horizon we can't see, but we can feel in our bones. We are moving deeper into the mystery, and every second of it is a miracle. The layers of our lives are like the layers of this fog. Some are thin and easy to pass through, others are thick and stay for years. But the constant is the hand. The constant is the love. The constant is the promise that you will never be forsaken in the gray. You can trust the silence. You can trust the waiting. You can trust the hand that knows your frame and remembers that you are dust, precious stardust, being led back to the source of all light. Keep walking, keep leaning, keep listening for the heartbeat of the one who is walking beside you. The journey is far from over, and the best parts are often the ones that are still hidden from view. There is so much more to see, so much more to feel, so much more to become. We are just getting started, and the mist is full of wonders we haven't even named yet. Every breath is a new beginning, every step a new story.
My child, before you go, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell icon, and comment if you believe I am guiding your life. May blessings follow you today.